Solving quadratic equations. There's a really quick way that we can solve these in the calculator. So the steps that we're going to use are, we're going to do a new document and use a graph page. From there, you'll enter the equation, and then you're going to use the steps menu 6, 1 to find the zeros. Now remember, zeros is another word for all of the other words that we have in algebra for the x-intercept, our rocks. So R is for roots, O is for our zeros, X is for x-intercepts, and S is for solution. So, whenever we go over to our first question, it says the total number of seats in an auditorium is modeled by this equation, where X represents the number of rows of seats. How many rows are there in the auditorium if it has a total of 416 seats? Now, total means it will go on the other side of the equal sign by itself. So 416 equals 2x squared minus 6x. Now before we graph, we want our equation to equal y. So if we take away 416 from the left side, we'll have the number by itself, 0, which is the same thing as y, or f of x, equals 2x squared minus 6x minus 416. From there, you can follow the steps above, graph it, and find the zeros to find the solution. On this question, what is the positive solution to the equation? And we have it here. Remember, 0 is the same as y, is the same as f of x. So you do not need to graph this in relation. You can just start here and put this equation into your calculator. Very important on this one, this is a bubble answer, so we need to reread the question. What is the positive solution? So whenever you graph this equation, you're going to have two answers. One is on the left side and one is on the right side. Whenever you go to find your answer, you're looking for the positive solution, so that will be the one on the right side, and then you'll bubble in your answer. Next question. The sum of the first n consecutive even numbers can be found using this equation where n is greater than 2. What is the value of n when the sum is 156? So sum is 156. We will replace the letter s with 156 equals n squared plus n. Now remember, before we graph, we want to make sure all the numbers are on the same side. So minus 156 Also, be sure that whenever you're graphing, you always use the letter x. So we're going to do x squared plus x minus 156 in your calculator. It will not graph other letters, only x and y. So you'll graph this equation and then use menu 6-1 to find where the solution is. Last question, what are the solutions to this equation? So you can get all the numbers to one side, subtract 32.
Ivan Burns.
And then we can put this into the calculator. So we can put just this side into the calculator and find where does it cross on the left and right side. So your graph will come up. You're looking for these solutions here. Menu 6-1.